Okay, today is July the 13th, 2017, and right now at 10:45 p.m., we have a temperature of 73 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. The relative humidity is 53%. We've got a dew point of 55 degrees, and the barometer is up at 29.96. And right now we're looking at the rainbow map here for Fernanda, Hurricane Fernanda, which is generating 85-mile-per-hour winds. Storm's moving westbound, and we can see a very large blast pattern all the way around that hurricane. See the shock wave moving out of the center of that storm. There's no eye wall presently. Keep an eye on this storm. Let's take a look at some of these other maps. There's definitely a blast pattern here that we can see that. That's a very obvious feature. Look at the water vapor, how it behaves as this shock wave moves out. Right out here, everything is affected by that superheated water vapor expanding out. It disrupts the convective process of the storm. And let's take a look at some of these other maps here. We have this is the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop. We can see this huge area of high pressure which has been installed. This is the remnants right here of Hurricane Eugene. And we have a tail of moisture that's been moving right in to California all day long. It started down here in San Diego today earlier. And as a result of this chance of rain from former Hurricane Eugene streaming right into California, we had a lot of chemtrail spraying over the top of that moisture field moving in. So we had a really good opportunity for rain today. And here's the water vapor map for the western U.S. And we can see this mid-level low pressure system right here. This is a closed low pressure system at the 500 millibar level. We'll take a look at the pressure maps. But there's that moisture streaming right into California, and that is a opportunity for rain. And of course, there is no forecast for rain, and so the jets were dispatched, and the terrorists controlling our weather have stopped another opportunity for rain. And we also see a lot of clockwise rotation in this area. There is something down here in Mexico trying to spin counterclockwise that has sort of been neutralized. We can see that this supercell right there is being superheated, and the side is blowing out of that cell. Let's take a look at the southwest water vapor loop. We can see the west side of this blowing out. There's a shock wave, and we have the icicle pattern right here along the edge as that system is targeted with microwave. They superheat these cells, and that disrupts the convective process. Over here, we have this moisture field moving in. That was sprayed over with the chemtrail desiccants, which cause a capping inversion layer, and that prevents the lift in the atmosphere over this moisture field. And if we have no lift, we have no precipitation. We have to have two things, two components for precipitation. We have to have lift in the atmosphere, and we have to have moisture. So we've got the moisture right here, but no lift, because the jets, which are part of the weather manipulation operation, are dispatched, and they spray the skies with the chemtrails, and of course that causes the capping inversion layer, which stops the lift in the atmosphere. And of course, look at here. This is a very good example of a blast pattern right there. The whole side is blowing out of that cell. And we see the color change. Now we are expecting very hot weather for the weekend here in Southern California. Let's go to the, let's take a look here at the, here we are, water vapor map. We can see a huge area of high pressure surrounding this former hurricane. We've got an upper level low here spinning, and this is going to be blocked by all of this high pressure. And we also have high pressure building in right over California once again to prevent these thunderstorms from getting into California. So there is a zero rain forecast, and the reason is what we're seeing right here. We've got the chemtrails are sponging up the moisture from this former hurricane, while the high pressure blockades this weather here from moving in. Now we're going to have to keep an eye on this and see what happens, but I don't think we're not going to have rain. This is Fernanda down here, and we can see the blast pattern all the way around that storm. As we look at this in the in the IR map, we see the blast pattern as well. Here's the remnants of Eugene trying to redevelop. They've got that completely surrounded with high pressure, squashed out. You can see the transmitter right there. Got this nearly straight edge of high pressure blocking the northbound movement of this storm. This is moving west. Put the grid on. This is moving almost in a due west pattern. We can't move north because of all this high pressure. There is a chance of thunderstorm activity this weekend in the Southern California area, but with the manipulation going on, as we can see here, they are killing these. We have a general clockwise pattern here from the high pressure over the southwest, and none of these are going to be allowed to get into California. If they do, it'll be an accident. Like we had last July, we had about 2 inches of rain, 2.5 inches of rain. It was an accident. Some of these cells got in and they flooded the Tehachapi area. We got over 2 inches of rain here in the foothills in the middle of July. Amazing thing. Nice cool weather in the middle of the summer. And of course, that is all being stopped. Carbon dioxide has nothing to do with what we're seeing right here, or what we're seeing here on these other maps. We've got this former hurricane. This is completely surrounded by high pressure, as I mentioned. CO2 has nothing to do with that. The output of factories, the smokestacks, is 101 has been peddling. None of this manipulation has anything to do with carbon dioxide or smokestack emissions. Okay, so here we are. We have the East Pacific water vapor loop. We can see that blast pattern on Fernanda. Keep an eye and see what they do with that storm. It's now at 85 mile per hour winds. Right here, Fernanda, which is moving west at 12 miles per hour with a core pressure of 988 millibar. All right. Now, here is the MODIS Today map for Southern California. This is the color satellite map showing some of the chemtrail activity. We can see these streaks. They were all over the place today as this moisture field moved north. This is part of a tail of moisture moving in from former Hurricane Eugene. You can see that again right here. This morning, this was down over San Diego. It moved north all day. We can see we've got high pressure installed in this area, which is just forcing all this away. So the people up in the Bay Area and the Central California area, they're seeing a lot of chemtrails right now as we get close to the end of the day. Right now it's about getting close to 11 o'clock p.m. Here we have another upper level low out here near Hawaii. We have a blockade up here to prevent this North Pacific weather from mixing with this tropical monsoonal moisture, which is really a mess here. We had some counterclockwise rotation going yesterday and early today. You can see that's been stopped, and we have a strong clockwise rotation in this area. So the people living in Mexico down here are seeing some very strange weather. Interesting to get some video and pictures from people living in the northern Mexico area right here. That'd be quite a sight to see. Okay, so let's take a look at the, you saw that already, all the chemtrails in Southern California. This gray haze is the chemtrail, the chemical aerosol spray that they spray with the jets over the natural clouds, which are brilliant white. Natural clouds are brilliant white, and the chemtrail haze, which causes the capping inversion layer, is this off-white gray crap all through here. All right, so the pressure maps, we've got the sea level pressure map right here, and we can see that at the sea level we've got a low pressure right down here near the eastern California border with Arizona. We've got a low pressure here. This is Eugene, remnants of that. At the 500 millibar level, we have this low pressure. This is a mid-level closed low. This is Eugene. We have a lot of squiggly lines here. And up here, as descending air is forced, we've got a manufactured high pressure zone being installed here, and that's what's causing these squiggly lines on these isobars. And at the 300 millibar, we see the same thing happening here on these isobars. These should all be very smooth lines that indicate a laminar flow pattern. This is a low pressure system. Everything is flowing around this low in a nice smooth pattern. Here we have some turbulent activity that's indicated by these squiggly lines as they force these terrorists, they force descending air into this area. This is going to give us the heat wave over the weekend and block this system here. This is Eugene down here. All right. So that's it. We'll leave the we'll leave it right here, and I do another one tomorrow. That's it.